kids, jobs, health care. This is what the American people want us to address right now. And unfortunately, it's the party of government, the Democrats, who I think many of whom would embrace that sort of banner here at the national level. It's the party of government that is not allowing government to work during this time of national emergency. And they're doing it, unfortunately, to advance, it seems, a political agenda. I think it's a miscalculated political agenda. I think actually serving the needs of boots-on-the-ground Americans is the best policy and political course right now. So I would just urge my colleagues on the other side of the aisle to come together with the Republicans and be supportive of this legislation that we'll be voting on this week. I, of course, like so many of my colleagues, spent last month traveling around my state, and we had 3 iconic restaurants the other day that indicated they were going to be permanently closing just in the Indianapolis area. Dick's Bodacious Barbecue, Rook's, and Black Market. There are restaurants, there are manufacturing facilities, like a truss facility I visited the other day, Tyler Truss out of Plainfield. I had an opportunity to visit with a number of the highly skilled welders who depend on these jobs to help their families. They've seen sales decrease 96% over the last year, and they need additional assistance in order to ensure that they can continue to take care of their families. So, the longer we wait to provide some sort of response, as we are on the Republican side this week, the more people who get hurt. Between the end of March and July, we saw 80,000 small businesses in this country go out of business. Just between that span of time, 80,000 small businesses. These are the pillars of so many of our communities. So what we've come up with here on the Republican side is an effort to try and meet those 3 needs: kids, jobs, and health care, in a way that can attract some support from the other side of the aisle, in a way that is broadly supported across the country, in a way that is targeted and responsible with the people's money. It's not a perfect proposal, but it meets and satisfies all the needs and demands of the American people. So it's time for Nancy Pelosi and the far-left radicals, frankly, who are driving the National Democrats' agenda, to come to the table, to cast appropriate votes consistent with their constituents' needs and desires, to stop playing political games, and to produce some outcomes. I hope that's what happens in coming days. In the meanwhile, we will continue as Republicans here in the Senate to stand up for the American people.